home is both safer and more efficient for you. You will only need your account number, which is located on your bill, and a credit card or debit card to use this convenient feature. In an effort to help our community and assist our neighbors during this time of uncertainty, Princeton Electric Plant Board invites customers to call the office if they need additional time to pay their electric bill due to the loss of work. We appreciate our customers and look forward to working through this together.
Time to take a look at community news here on 1580 103.3 WPKY. This morning's community news is brought to you by Community Medical Clinic.
If you have anything that you need added to Community Calendar, it's free to do so. All you have to do is email that information at WPKYonline@gmail.com. A few deadlines to remember at the clerk's office, at the county clerk's office, that is, the Caldwell County Courthouse, downtown Princeton, October 9th. It's going to be the last day to apply for a mail-in ballot at the clerk's office or online at govotekentucky.com for November 3rd election. And October 13th, well, the early voting will begin at 8:30 a.m. Give them a call, 270-365-6754 if you've got a question. Dinner for the King. You can join Gather on Main and Taco John's for Dinner with King. Now, that's Saturday, October 17th, 5 to 10 p.m. Go in, eat a huge fall feast right straight from their brand new fall menu at Gather on Main in downtown Princeton. Now, if that's not good enough, what Gather will do is they will donate 25% of all of their proceeds that night from 5 until 10 p.m. next Saturday straight to Miss Elizabeth King. Now, Miss King is a beloved Caldwell County teacher that is fighting cancer. And that's not all. Not only is Gather on Main going to donate 25%, then Taco John's in Princeton is going to turn around and double that amount by matching Gather's donation. Every single dollar counts and then some that night. Help out Miss King. Gather on Main, Taco John's. We sure appreciate them. Saturday, October 17th from 5 to 10, Dinner with King. And, of course, get the team together while you're at it. The benefit softball and kickball tournaments are on the books, and sign-ups are happening right now. Now, kickball is going to be for the kids. Now, that's going to be from grades 3 to 5, all the way up through high school. And they're going to be separated by school. So the elementary school, 3 to 5, or 3rd to 5th grade, I should say. Middle school and then high school will have their teams. Must be registered by October 19th for both of these tournaments. Of course, the slow pitch softball tournaments are going to be for the big kids. Don't miss out on the fun. Now, that's going to be October 24th, Princeton City County Park. There's also a silent auction involved. All of the teams that sign up, well, especially for that kickball side of things, if they are going to be in costume, since it's going to be right before Halloween, well, they get a discount on their registration. If they show up as a team full of princesses or maybe a team full of Spider-Mans, well, they're going to get a discount on that. It's just a whole lot of fun. A silent auction is going to be going on that day as well, and then all the concession stand proceeds go straight to Book for Hope. So it's a really good organization that actually Mr. Owen Matthews is actually one of the recipients of Book for Hope and the help that they give families. If you'd like to register for the tournament or even get a T-shirt, they are so cute. They say, fight like a kid, Owen Tough. Those T-shirts are really neat. If you'd like to get in on the proceeds going straight to Book for Hope, you can get the T-shirts, or you can sign up for one of the tournaments, either the kickball or softball, at 625-3969, and ask for Miss Lindsay. That's Miss Lindsay Bridges. We sure appreciate her very much. Black Patch Grill in downtown Princeton. They're going to kick off an entire month of breast cancer awareness fundraising. Okay, so for the month of October, you can go to Black Patch Grill or the local, because they're partnering together this month. They're raising money for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Black Patch Grill's Community for a Cure co-branded T-shirts are available all throughout the month of October for just $20. All proceeds from the sale of these T-shirts are going to go directly to breast cancer research. Now, the goal is to raise $1,000 per restaurant for a total donation of $2,000. And at $20 a pop for those T-shirts, I know we can do that. So make sure you stop by, grab your shirt, another really good-looking shirt, and that's either at Black Patch Grill, downtown Princeton, or the local, and pick yours up. Caldwell Medical Center's holding drive-through coronavirus tests through the month of October at their location, 300 Medical Center Drive in Princeton. Can I add? Flu shots are going to be available as well. One line is for the flu shots. One line is for the COVID testing. Both the testing and the flu shots are at no cost. So if you need your flu shot or if you need your coronavirus testing done, weekdays, rain or shine, 4 to 5:30 p.m. Appointments are necessary. Give them a call to make those appointments. Caldwell Medical Center, 365-0428. Fredonia First Baptist Church, those kids are doing that black light glove performance for Christmas this year. Not only is it unique and a whole lot of fun, they've started their practice Wednesday nights at 6. You can bring your kids to practice on Wednesday nights at 6. Tigers and Lady Tigers are holding a golf scramble. Now, that's going to be this Saturday, October 10th at 9 at Princeton Golf Club at Golf Princeton, Kentucky. Contact one of the coaches from our basketball coaches, that is Coach Daniel Kukahiko or Coach Mitchell, either one, and you can sign up or sponsor. And they can get you involved and tell you all about it. It's about $250 for a 4-person team, so it's really not bad at all. And it's a whole lot of fun, and just for a great cause for our kids. One throw and a mulligan incentives, as well as closest to the pin and the longest drive and other prizes as well. Proceeds, again, we're going to benefit Caldwell County Hoops, and the kids sure do appreciate it. Honor the Fallen, Thank the Living. That's going to be November 6th from 1 to 3 behind the Cabot Bait and Tackle in Catawba. T-shirts are given to veterans and active duty military. Those volunteers will be lined up in the parking lot ready to honor those veterans as they drive through to the small pavilion where they'll receive their T-shirts. Now, for those picking up a T-shirt for a veteran who is unable to come, you're being asked to arrive at 2:30 p.m. For more information, you can contact Terry White. There's the email, cashw@vci.net, or you can give her a call, 270-625-0235. Looks like take and make adult craft packs and the kids craft packs that go along with Story Hour. They're available now at George Kuhn Public Library, and those are while supplies last. You can request those at the front desk, or you can call the 270-365-2884 to request the books or the packs, or just get some information, or to reserve your computer. They're still doing that an hour at a time. You gotta have a appointment to do so. 9:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. Here's the phone number, 365-2884. Don't forget about the virtual ghost walk this year. Got to do it a little bit different. The Genealogy Society is actually using old footage by Donnie Boone from previous walks, but it's still really good. It's being put in one big video, so it's just kind of like being there. Caldwell County Genealogy Society social media page. You can use the link on our website as well, WPKYonline.com. And again, let's see here, Caldwell County High School, they're hosting a Paying for College seminar. Now, that's on Monday, October 12th at 6 p.m. at the high school cafeteria. Of course, this seminar is designed to help students and their parents understand the nuts and bolts and financial aid process. And FF, okay, let me start that one over. FAFSA, there we go, completion workshop. It's scheduled for Tuesday, October 13th from 8 to noon. Now, students and parents alike are welcome to come and go through the time to work with the KHEAA financial aid expert on submitting their paperwork. Of course, both events are for current seniors as well as their parents and guardians. And don't forget about holiday hangout and more recipes, turkey tips, Halloween crafts, all the way through the holidays. That's going to be available and free, and it's actually available now, now that we've started in October at the Extension office. There's always something free going on. You can also sign up for cooking classes with Joni, and those have got free goodie bags. Give them a call, 365-2787, or stop by and see them at 62 or Highway 62 West in Princeton. If you've got anything that you would need added to Community Calendar, all you have to do is email that information to us. It's absolutely free at WPKYonline@gmail.com.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Penny Rowell Home Medical.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Another day of dry conditions until we start to see some of the remnants of Hurricane Delta moving into the area tomorrow afternoon. We're going to see a mostly sunny sky today with a high around 83. Then overnight, mostly cloudy, low around 57. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of some afternoon showers, warming up to 79. And then Saturday, that rain chance will increase to 70% with the high around 73. 63. But again today, mostly sunny, warming up to 83 degrees.
Looking to buy or sell your property? Bollinger Real Estate and Auction is a full-service, one-stop real estate and auction company in Hopkinsville. We are local and family-owned. Let us help your family as it pertains to real estate and personal property. Our services are comprehensive, and we are committed to provide our customers with the knowledge and tools to make educated decisions about their property. Call us today at 270-632-8882 or go to bollingerrealestate.com. Real estate solutions with a passion for people.
The Kentucky State Board of Elections urges all who are concerned about crowded polling places and coronavirus exposure to vote by absentee ballot. But you must act now. The deadline for requesting an absentee ballot is Friday, October 9. To request an absentee ballot, go to govoteky.com or call your county clerk's office directly. Paid for by the Kentucky State Board of Elections. When you vote, Kentucky wins.
I'm telling you, it's a barn.
No, it's a market. They sell local produce.
You're both wrong. It's a nursery. They sell all types of plants.
None of you are even close. They are a cafe. They sell baked goods, pizzas, subs, and more.
The Country Barn, Garden, and Farm Market in Fairview next to the Jefferson Davis Monument is different things to different people. Starting next Monday, you'll have a chance to bid on $150 gift cards. There'll be 2 auctions each weekday, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Go to WPKYonline.com and click on Big Deals for more info and to bid.
Fall is the beginning of flu season. Protect yourself with the flu vaccine at Health First Community Health Center. It's your best shot at stopping the flu from getting to you. With same-day appointments and walk-ins welcome, they make it easy to arm yourself against infection. Contact the Health First Community Health Center office toll-free at 1-877-667-7017 or visit one of their 7 locations for all your health needs. At Health First, your health is their first concern. That's Health First Community Health Center.
Catch Caldwell County Tiger football on your home for Caldwell Sports, 1580, 103.3 WPKY. The Tigers are back in action this Friday night as they travel to take on the Glasgow Scotties. Your WPKY sports crew has the Tigers covered all season long. For additional sports coverage, make sure you go to yoursportsedge.com. Coverage begins with a regional preview of action with your Sports Edge Football Friday immediately following your 5 o'clock news edge. Here on your home for Caldwell Sports, 1580, 103.3 WPKY. It's time for your SportsEdge.com Sideline Report with Todd Griffin. Talking sports and more here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Good morning, everyone. The Sideline Report is on the air from 1035 West Main Street in Princeton. Good morning. Todd Griffin in the WPKY studios, and we're talking soccer today. Lady Tigers soccer coach Rhett Miller is with us. Tigers soccer coach Tanner Reed is here as well. And guys, good morning. Thanks for coming in and being on the show today.
Oh, good morning.
Morning. Thanks for having us. Do have to make one thing clear, though, before we start, that unlike the vice presidential debate last night, you guys cannot dodge all my questions unless it's like a really, really bad one or something. So then you can work around it. But
or I could just lie about my answer.
What a surprise, Brett lying. You guys have games coming up tonight. Both of you going to Graves County. Tell us a little bit, Rhett, about Graves County's team.
Well, Graves County is probably one of the better teams over in that district, and they've won lots of big games. They beat some big teams. Beat Madisonville North earlier in the year with Cameron. They've taken McCracken. They've beaten McCracken. They've beaten. I think they beat Marshall or tied them. I'm not sure.
No, they beat them by 1. Yeah, I think it was 2-1.
I think they beat them. Yeah, and so they're a really great team, and we're at the tail end of a 4-game really good team streak here, I guess, that we've played. We played Callaway and then Madisonville North and UHA and now Graves County, and Graves County may be the toughest of the 4. So it's a good test for us. It's a good way to move into the district tournament and ready to play.
And Tanner, the Graves guys are pretty good too. Their record might not be quite as shiny, but probably a pretty good team down there too.
Yeah, their record definitely isn't as shiny, but that's the thing about that district. That district's so tough. I mean, you've got so many top teams from this side of the state over there that it's hard to have a winning record, even if your team isn't just stacked full of superstars. But that game's going to be a little personal for me. I mean, I am from Marshall, so Graves is always on my bad side. So going there and picking up a win, big rivalry. Going there and picking
just for the coach, not for the players.
Yeah.
He wants to beat them.
I'm going to be over there wanting to play the entire time while my team's just like, Coach, it's another game. No, it's not.
Both teams headed to Graves County tonight. Need to get to a break on the Sideline Report, though, but going to be talking a lot of soccer today, so stick with us as we continue here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Visit Big John's Barbecue in Farmersville. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner Monday through Saturday, 5:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And they're open till 8 on Friday and Saturday night. Be sure to follow them on Facebook for daily specials and updates. And for those missing the big green trailer, they're working on developing a delivery service from Farmersville and more options. They appreciate your patience and understanding. Big John's Barbecue and so much more. Farmersville Road, Princeton.
Your home team at Trice Hughes wants to make sure your vehicle lasts as long as possible, especially since warmer weather means more driving. Trice Hughes reminds you that tire pressure is critical to maximizing the performance of your vehicle. From improved fuel mileage to smoother tire wear, make sure your tires are inflated to the correct PSI.
Trice Hughes is here for you and any questions you may have about your vehicle. Buy your next vehicle from the home team. Find them on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or at tricehughes.com.
This is Amy Mcgrath. As a Marine fighter pilot, I flew the most high-tech F-18 jets. But I'd carry something very low-tech on every combat mission. I'd keep handwritten Bible verses and a small American flag tucked into my flight suit. I'd also send prayer books that I got in the chapel tent home to my dad, so he and I could say the same prayer every day. I was raised to believe in God, and it gives me strength. My faith matters to me, which is why I want you to know that Mitch McConnell's attacks on me are simply not true. As a mom with 3 young children, I strongly oppose late-term abortions. I support law and order, term limits, and getting tough on China. I'm a 20-year Marine. I've been a registered independent, and I'm married to a lifelong Republican. In other words, I'm not taking orders from anyone but you. I'm running for Senate, and I approve this message because I will always put Kentucky first.
Paid for by Amy Mcgrath for Senate.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's here. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com. Click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens and dozens of gift certificates. Some you'll even be able to redeem from your smartphone. Shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. Save on oil changes, dining out, haircuts, car washes, and more. Our store never closes, but you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
This is the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for joining us this morning. We've got soccer coaches Rhett Miller and Tanner Reed in the studio with us. And Rhett, last game of the regular season. Can you believe we've just about made it all the way through the season?
Well, I've said this multiple times to multiple people, is that throughout this whole season, you just kind of wait for the next game. You wait for the next, there's almost like there's like key little markers. You get to go to practice, and all you do is run and kick. And then, you get to where you have a little camp, and then you get, and then you get to where you can do a little bit more in practice. Then you get to that first game, and you're excited about that first game, and you're just happy to get to start that way. And then you get to where, okay, you want to get through these 2 or 3 games, and you got through those 2 or 3 games. You want to get to where you play Madisonville North. We got to where we played Madisonville North, so we got everything in the district taken care of. And so it's just one more step. Just actually getting to finish the regular season right now is exciting.
Well, and when you guys started practice back in August or whenever it was, there were no guarantees you were going to have a season. Nobody could guarantee you were even going to play that first game.
I don't think anybody even expected us to finish the season.
Yeah.
So the fact that we are is exciting. And I'm going to tell you what, but that says a lot about how the KHSAA and how our schools and our teams have done in managing that, and how our girls have done a good job of keeping their distance or not being able to contract the disease, and all of us. And I think that just says a lot for the way the community's working.
Tanner, how have things been for you guys trying to get things going with the coronavirus and everything you had to do to just be able to practice and then play games?
I mean, it definitely wasn't fun at first because all we could do was the same meticulous little things. And as a coach, you're sitting there trying to reinvent the wheel to try to give players incentive to come to practice. And it's tough because, hey, you're going to come to practice, you're going to run for 45 minutes, and then we might touch a ball, but you can't pass it to anybody. And then, we got the games, and some people weren't allowed. It felt like a bad game of red light, green light. Like, oh, now you can go. Nope, stop. It's just a lot of hassle, but it's come full circle. I can't believe we're at the end of it.
Like we said, the district tournament is next week. Golf has already had regionals. The boys' state tournament has already been played. The girls is later this week. So, like you guys say, that nobody really thought we'd get the whole season in, and here we are sitting here talking about the regular season finale and then going into the district tournament next week.
Mm-hmm. Jay Nimmo won that last night.
Yeah, he did.
My guy.
In a playoff and in the dark, basically.
I saw the picture.
So I wonder, he made a putt on 18 to win it, and I just wonder, did anybody actually see it go in, or did he just putt and say, hey, it went in? And everybody's like, well, sure.
And it's Jay Nimmo. It probably went in.
It probably did. That's a bad day for that guy when he shoots 3 under. That's a bad day.
Yeah.
I mean, he struggled to that 3 under, I'm sure. But congratulations to him. Marshall finished, what, third?
Third.
I think Louisville Trinity won the team, but girls is coming up later this week, and I think Marshall County, your Lady Marshals are in line.
Well, they're not mine.
You can still claim Marshall County. It's cool.
No, you can't.
It looks like they're going to win, though. I mean, I think they won the region by 47 strokes, so that's pretty strong.
They're pretty solid.
They shot a 295 as a team in the region, so
it's pretty good. But we can get back to soccer before Rhett has it come apart.
Talking about the district tournament, though, you guys have Hopkins County Central. I think that's a pretty good matchup. It was a fun game the first time. You guys pulled it out. What do you have to do to pull it out again?
Well, I've got a couple surprises to throw at them. We've switched up our formation a little bit, and it's probably something I'm going to stick with. But the thing is, we pulled that out. But in my opinion, we were the only team kind of in that game at the time. We just kind of let them play with us. I'm not saying that they are not a good team. They are a good team, but we showed up and we played, and we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. We were all over them. So, I mean, if you take our first 4 chances and you put those on frame or you put those in the back of the net to where you're up 4 or 5 goals before halftime, it's demoralizing, and it's hard to come back from that. And we've had several teams we could have done that to this year. We've just struggled to score.
I think Hopkins County Central is kind of that kind of team, too, though, because they've got some kids that can play, but I think they've had trouble scoring goals all year.
They've got a winger that's pretty talented. They've got a striker that's pretty quick up top, and their center back's probably one of their better players. So they've got players in the right spot.
And Rhett, the girls already in the regional tournament field in the championship game of the district, so you guys are kind of sitting pretty right now.
Oh, and it's good to have this rest right now. We'll be able to play tonight and then be able to not have to play until next Thursday, a week from today. And that rest and being able to prepare for that game is really going to help us. Hopefully we'll be able to go watch some of the Hopkins Central Madisonville game and see what goes on. And I'm going to be excited. I'm hoping that I'm going to have all of my starters, except for Lakin because she's out for the year, but which we haven't had in a long time. We played Madisonville North the other day. Kendall Boyd was injured and couldn't play, and she's pretty strong. She's a pretty huge part of our offense, and not having her really hurt us, and it showed because we struggled to score too, and we've struggled to score all year long. But our defense is held, and we've been able to find ways to win and tie against some of these good teams. So that was such an exciting game with the penalty kicks, and Morgan finishing it off with a good strong shot, and Carson being able to save 2 during the penalty kicks, and then the one that she saved in the game was the key for the game, because it was a big shot. It was in the corner, and she reached out and got it and knocked it out, and it was impressive.
Well, and you guys fell behind in that game 1-0 right out of the gate, it seemed like, and then didn't give up a goal for 86 minutes after that.
We tend to do that. We tend to, with UHA, where they got out in front of us, with Callaway County the other night, they got out on us 4-1 by halftime, and then we were able to come back 4-3. But sometimes the damage is done when it's hard to come back from something like that. And we've talked about the last 2 games. We got to get out in front a couple times. We got to set the tone and set an offensive tone for us, and not play catch up the whole time. And if we can do that, we'll win more games.
With just 3 teams in the district, though, you guys get that win. That makes you the number 1 seed. Again, you don't have to play a semifinal. You're in the championship match already, so you get to kind of sit back and, like you said, take care of some injuries and some rest and get ready for that championship. And you're going to be in the regional tournament somewhere the following week up at Henderson County.
Well, that's right. And, I'm really concerned about what's going to happen. Right now, Henderson has the most COVID cases per 100,000 in the state of Kentucky. So I don't know if we'll move that. I don't know if we will. I really don't know what's going to happen there. Henderson has some strict rules on their Red County stuff, so I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be kind of up in the air and just see what's going to happen. I'll be interested to see what's going to happen next week.
Well, I was going to bring that up about the COVID situation as far as the regional tournaments go. I know they're going to have extra time built in between the games. At least that was part of the plan that I heard, that there might be an hour between games, which, if you're trying to take in a lot of the games, that's kind of tough, but that's just kind of one of those things we have to do now. But as far as moving the girls, are the only places in the region right now that can host the regional tournament the Stadium of Champions in Henderson County?
Madisonville. And Hopkins Central probably could too.
I thought the last time Madisonville held it, they had to bring in some extra lights. So,
well, I hadn't heard any of that. I don't.
It's a lighting issue, and I know Henderson County just replaced their lights a couple of years ago. So, as far as lighting goes, it's really nice. The Stadium of Champions isn't bad, and ordinarily I would say it would be great if both tournaments were at the Stadium of Champions, because they've got two fields you could play on each end. But with limited numbers and trying to have limited contact, you sure don't want to be trying to play two tournaments at the same place this year.
Yeah, I don't know what I just don't know what they're going to do with all that and how that's going to handle it. How we're going to handle that this year. I have my own suggestions, but I'm not in charge. So.
Yeah. Well, and I saw for the district, each school is going to get 75 fans for each game.
That's correct. And, 75 fans for a district tournament is not a lot, because a lot of people want to come watch that district tournament. So we'll have to pick through and who's going to be able to come to those games and who's not. And, of course, parents, grandparents, and siblings will be, number one on the list. And after that, we'll have to see who can show up.
Well, and the way I read it, Caldwell County fans can't go to a game that Caldwell County is not playing in.
That's correct. You only go to your game.
So that's going to make things interesting. You can't now, if you're on the all-district team, you can show up for the championship, and I think you get a couple of passes for that so that you can come enjoy that. But just a different situation.
Just a different situation all the way around. That's right.
Again, it's been kind of a weird year. Have you guys got to play all the games you would like to? And Tanner, when you were going into the season, were you thinking, I'm going to cram as many games into 6 weeks as I can, or were you trying to strategically place games?
Kind of a mixture of both, to be honest. I had a set in stone kind of thing, and then, I kind of had the maximum number of games that you could get in, and then, due to this or due to that, due to Red County, due to somebody having a COVID case, games got canceled, and we ended up with less than we bargained for. And it just kind of became, God, I hope we get to play another game.
Rhett, how about you? Were you trying to jam in as many games as you could, or were you just trying to make a nice schedule?
We just wanted to play games at some point. I say I probably changed the schedule 50 times. It's been just absolutely crazy. You have to play Madisonville North. You have to play Hopkins Central. You have to play the people in your district, and there's been so many changes. We've only really lost since the revised schedule. We lost Owensboro, and we lost Muhlenberg. I'm not too upset that we lost those teams. I would have rather played these teams that we played here recently, these tougher teams, and get a better grip, especially here at the end of the season. And I think we progressed through that, so I think it's been good.
Well, and the Madisonville games got pushed back once because we were in the red, right? And they didn't want to come over here.
That's correct. They didn't. They didn't want to come and play in a Red County, and so it got changed. And it got changed a couple different times, and we just moved it around and just figured out a place.
I noticed on the KHSAA scoreboard it notes a COVID tie every time a game doesn't get played. What does that really mean as far as your record or your schedule goes?
Well, it means nothing. I don't like that it's there because I don't mind at all that the UHA tie is on there because it's tie. We tie with UHA, but having a 0-0 tie and like when you say 10 years from now and you look back at our record and it says whatever, and then it has those 3 or 4 ties on there, you go, hey, what's up with that? And then you have to think, okay, it's 2020 and nothing's right from 2020. So
I should have scheduled St. X this year.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Tanner, you guys have a lot of ties on your record, but those are legitimate ties.
Yeah, all of our ties are very legitimate, and, they all come full circle to what we're not doing well, which is putting the ball in the back of the net. Grayson County last week, last Thursday, that's the first time something clicked, and we put 5 in the back of the net, and Blake Vibrett had a hat trick. Graydon Miller finally put one in there. I know.
About time.
I know. I don't know if you can see it on the huddle film, but I dropped to my knees and just point to the sky. I'm like, thank you. It finally happened. But that's what it's come down to, is because we've done a pretty good job of keeping teams out apart from Madisonville. I've got a freshman goalkeeper that's rock solid. I've got a defense that is very well organized, and one of my most improved players of the year is probably Blake Bard. We talk about this all the time.
You don't even recognize him out there.
He's night and day different from last year, and, all that back line, they've just been so solid this year. So we need to do a better job of, giving them the just desserts they deserve by putting the ball in the net.
But when you took over, you had so many young kids, and you've still got a young team, but you guys have come so far from the first game you played.
Oh, yeah. It's a night and day difference between those two teams. Half of it's formation, half of it's me knowing where the kids actually need to play. I'll never forget that first game, first scrimmage. We're playing Mayfield, and I have Hayden Ball playing as a right winger because I knew he had good feet, and I was like, all right, he might be able to take people on. And then somebody told me, try putting him in the center. And I threw him in the center of the field, and within 5 minutes, I go, yeah, that's where he's supposed to be.
Probably that somebody was me.
I don't think it was Rhett. That's why I didn't say Rhett.
Well, when you guys look at the season, Rhett, you can answer this first, I guess. Have you been pretty satisfied with the way everything's gone? Because it seems like all of your matches have been competitive. I mean, you've been...
Well, we're satisfied with it. Let me back up. No, because... there's no reason why we have a loss to Lyon County. There's no reason why we have a loss to Paducah-Tillman other than we just didn't play. We hit a lot of injuries against Paducah-Tillman, but we didn't come out to play against Lyon County. But we avenged that, later on and beat the tar out of them when they came to Caldwell. But that's a blemish on a record that should be better than it is. But I'm happy with the games that we played here recently, and what matters is and I told the girls this, they've progressed in the last 3 games against good teams, and that's what you want. If you peak right here at the end, progressing and doing good at the end of the season right here against good teams, you're doing something good. So it gives you a better chance in the regional tournament, or it gives you a better chance in the district finals for us, and it would just be awesome if we could win the district tournament and have a good seeding in the regional tournament and be able to make some noise there too.
Well, sometimes, though, when you lose a game, that kind of refocuses everybody, and you can find something positive eventually out of that.
Well, I think it woke us up. Including me, I thought that Lyon County was going to be an easier game than it was. But, when you have 2 forwards that can score, there's no such thing as an easy game when another team's got 2 forwards that can score. So, and that's what happened to us. And I take just as much blame as the girls do on that. I had a wrong attitude going into it, too. So I think it refocused all of us, and so maybe those losses were a good thing in the long run, but it's still a blemish on your record, and that was a question that you asked what did you think about your games?
Tanner, how about the Tiger season?
I will say that our loss right now, I believe, our only loss is to Madisonville North, I believe.
Mayfield early first game.
And Mayfield, I forgot about that.
Well, and the Madisonville game was really the only one that wasn't a pretty good match.
That's right. Mayfield, we came out and played a very solid first half, and then within the first 10 minutes of the second half, we let in 3 goals. Our brains shut off whenever we were very much in that game. Then the Madisonville game, that scoreline should have been closer. We quit after a certain point. But I'm kind of with Rhett. We're not happy about certain aspects because we definitely don't feel like we deserve to be drawn with Lyon because we outplayed them for the first 25 minutes, put a goal in, and then for some reason we said, everything we did to score that goal, let's not do that anymore. Let's do everything else. And that brought them into the game, and they get a late equalizer. And then St. Mary, I definitely feel like we had the better run of. They were extremely athletic, but I definitely feel like we played the better soccer in that game. So I think you look at our scores in our season, the teams that we've beaten, we should have beaten by more. The teams that we've drawn, we should have gotten past, and our losses should not be as wide as they are. So to sum up, no, I don't think we are happy. But I guess I'm going to have to steal Rhett's little saying there, because I've heard it from Michael Boone, I've heard it from Donald Walker, I've heard it from Andy Pagel. This is the time when you want to be peaking. Yeah. This is the time when you want to be playing your best. And I think we're getting to that based on our last game.
You know, one of the things I had to really stress with my girls after Madisonville North was just because you have a big win doesn't mean your season's over. And so often you get high schoolers and that they get excited about a big win and they go, well, the season's, and we can't do that. You know, you have to progress. And they did progress into the UHA game. We played well against UHA. Very physical game. Very, very fit. Little odd scenarios with the calling of the game and a little weird stuff going on there. But the whole game itself was a very physical game and good, especially with us being able to rest here. It's good prep for us.
Need to get to a break here on the show, talking soccer this morning with Rhett Miller and Tanner Reed. Back with more after this on the Sideline Report on WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Community Medical.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Another day of dry conditions until we start to see some of the remnants of Hurricane Delta moving into the area tomorrow afternoon. We're going to see a mostly sunny sky today with a high around 83. Then overnight, mostly cloudy, low around 57. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of some afternoon showers, warming up to 79. And then Saturday, that rain chance will increase to 70% with the high around 73. But again today, mostly sunny, warming up to 83 degrees.
Your home team at Trice Hughes wants to make sure your vehicle lasts as long as possible, especially since warmer weather means more driving. Trice Hughes reminds you that tire pressure is critical to maximizing the performance of your vehicle. From improved fuel mileage to smoother tire wear, make sure your tires are inflated to the correct PSI.
Trice Hughes is here for you and any questions you may have about your vehicle. Buy your next vehicle from the home team. Find them on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or at tricehughes.com.
If you really enjoy the stories you hear on Traveling the Bluegrass, we'd like to invite you to listen to the whole visit uncut. Just type youragedge.com into your browser. You'll find Traveling the Bluegrass uncut stories in long form, so you don't miss a thing. You'll also find lots of ag news and farm pictures from across the Commonwealth. You can also find all the Kentucky communities that Traveling the Bluegrass can be found. Remember to visit youragedge.com.
On the Sideline Report here on 1580 103.3 WPKY. Rhett Miller and Tanner Reed in the studio with us this morning and talking a lot of soccer with the 7th District Tournament coming up next week over at Hopkins County Central. Other sports going on. We've got home volleyball tonight, Caldwell County and Madisonville out at the Cab. That's varsity only at 6:30. You can hear the game right here on WPKY. And, of course, both soccer teams headed down to Graves County. Football coming up Friday down at Glasgow. And I guess, guys, one of the reasons I was so glad that we got to have fall sports seasons is because I looked at the seasons coming up, and I'm like, volleyball is going to be pretty good. Football is going to be pretty good. Soccer is going to be pretty good. We don't want to miss this season. I mean, no. This is a good season to have.
Mm-hmm. And I said it all along. These 7 seniors that I've got right now, they've kind of been the base for us for the last 2 years. And for them to not have a season would have just been awful. So I'm happy as I can be that they've been able to have a season.
Well, and, sometimes you hear the phrase, it's just sports. But a lot of these kids have played whatever sport since they were little. And for most people, your senior year in high school is it. Some people are fortunate enough to go to college and play, but for a lot of kids, the senior season is kind of, the pinnacle. That's what they've prepared for all their life, and nobody wants to have to go to those kids like the spring sports coaches had to and say, sorry, we're not going to have a season.
Yeah, and I work very closely and have a lot to do with the youth program, the soccer youth program here in town, and when we talk about it regularly, our job is to prepare our youth for high school. I mean, that's what we do, is try and, as a community, a small community like this, we have to do the high school program is a significant culmination of the youth program is really what it is. And so we have to do a good job of giving them the basics to be able to go up to middle school, and then the middle school be able to go up to high school. High school is the big thing for a community like this. Very few of our girls, I'm going to have a couple that might go to college this year and play, but very few of our girls and guys go to the next level.
But Tanner, like I said, that's kind of the last shot for a lot of these to go out and play, whether it's soccer or football, volleyball, or whatever. And again, I know there are bigger problems in the world than sports, but if you've put all that time and effort into it, you just kind of hate to take that away from somebody.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, even if it wasn't their last shot, like I played in college, but I have way more fond memories of my high school playing than I do my college playing. I absolutely adored my college years, but I spend more time reminiscing about my high school practices and goofing off with my high school buddies. You know, guys I play golf with or people that I played in high school with on the soccer team. And that's what we talk about. We talk about, hey, do you remember this moment at high school practice when this happened or when coach did this? That's what our language is, because it was our lifestyle for the better part of, 16 years. And whenever you put that much time and effort into something, to not see it come to fruition, you're going to always feel like something was missing, I bet.
Yeah, and I look, at the beginning of the season, I almost always tell the parents, I'm going to see your child twice as much as you are for the next 2 months. And so that's just the way that it is. And sports is sport. I don't care what people say. Sports are important. Kids like sports. Parents like sports. It's not something that needs to rule your life, but it's very important to these kids.
And it can change your life, too. Like
Absolutely.
It kept me out of trouble. It helped me make good decisions. And, you learn a lot of things about society and teamwork and bonding within a team.
Team sports themselves, all team sports. You learn so much as a human being and how to handle things in a community group. It helps you in your job. It helps you in your life. It helps you in your social aspect. And you look at many administrators. They were coaches because they figure out how to handle situations. You look at many kids that do a good job and they're leaders on their sports team, and they become leaders in the community, and they become leaders in their workplace, and they become, because they've learned that sense of community and that sense of accountability to each other.
Well, and some teachers will even say those kids make better grades. Even though they're busy playing sports, they kind of get in that busy routine and they get a lot done.
Well, and they're accountable to their teammates too. When you have to look at somebody in the eye and say, I'm not eligible this week because I didn't do my homework. Well, that's a hard thing to sell to your teammates, especially when we need you.
And we talked about this earlier. The KHSAA, I thought, really went to bat for high school athletes. Julian Tackett really did a lot to make the seasons happen, and I've mentioned this on the show several times and talked about it with everybody that, the easy thing this year would have been for everybody to say, sorry, we can't have sports.
Oh, yeah. Julian did a great job, and I've watched a lot of those meetings that he went to, and he presented the case for the high school athlete better than I've ever seen anybody present anything. And if he wasn't an administrator for the KHSAA, he needs to be a lawyer, because he did a fantastic job of stating the case of why these kids need to be playing sports. And everything he said was absolutely right, and everything he said has happened just exactly as he said. And nobody's been just scared. We've been able to roll with the certain cases here and there and do the things we need to do. So we figured it out.
Well, and some games have they've been postponed or moved around or whatever, but that's not an indictment against playing. That's the system actually working that's in place to try to keep everybody safe.
Yeah, and we talk. Things have worked. I'll just give an example. I've had a couple of cases of positive players on my team, but nobody contracted it other than those players that got it from their grandparents. And that's because what the system was put in place was working. Yeah. And had it spread between multiple players, then it might not have worked, but it didn't happen because we did the things that we need to do. So that's been a great, you put your finger on it and say, okay, sports has figured out how to do it. And I would say the same thing about the school system. We haven't had very many cases, and the cases that have popped up have not come from the school, and that they have not traced back to the school. If that's the case, we're doing things right. Let's keep doing them and even do better and be able to get more normal, but still with the precautions that we put in place.
Well, and I don't always agree with everything the KHSAA does, and could probably do a whole show on some of the things I would like to see done differently, but Tanner, this is one thing they've really excelled at.
I know, you don't want me to dive down that rabbit hole. I'll go on a rant like you can't believe. But I will say I was shocked whenever we were watching, the original presentations and stuff and hearing how hard they were going to push this season and trying to get it going. Because I thought, probably like a lot of people, that it's just going to fold. They're going to say, nope, I didn't expect us to get – I thought we'd get 2 weeks into practice maybe and then they'd call it. So I'm astounded at what has happened, and I'm very appreciative of what they've done.
And I believe that the KHSAA, it was the beginning of us being able to go back to school. They're the ones that said, well, let's just face it, they're the ones that said, I don't care what the governor says, we're going to do it this way. And they're the ones that pushed the envelope, and that envelope got open, and that envelope got played, and that envelope got used, and it got used in multiple ways. School system started going back to in-person, and we figured out we can do this. And so I think the sports was the one that started that ball rolling, and I'm proud of the way they did that. I've got to go to practice. We have practice at 9 o'clock, so I'm going to head out of here. I just want to thank WPKY and thank you all and your Sports Edge for all the coverage that we've gotten, and I'm excited about this game tonight. I'm really excited about the district tournament and regional tournament in the future.
Yeah, good luck next week.
All right, thank you.
Since you're technically late, you need to do a lap or two.
Yeah. That's Rhett Miller. Tanner Reed is with us. We're going to come back with more on the Sideline Report right after this here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
This is Sam Meeks with Bella Marie Boutique. Thank you for voting Bella Marie as the best of Western Kentucky boutique 3 years in a row. We are so appreciative of our loyal customers. None of this would be possible without you all.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Another day of dry conditions until we start to see some of the remnants of Hurricane Delta moving into the area tomorrow afternoon. We're going to see a mostly sunny sky today with a high around 83. Then overnight, mostly cloudy, low around 57. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of some afternoon showers, warming up to 79. And then Saturday, that rain chance will increase to 70% with the high around 73. But again today, mostly sunny, warming up to 83 degrees.
Need cash fast? ABC Finance is open with social distancing implementations in place. They believe it's more important now than ever to get a handle on your finances.
Hi, this is Jody Lamb at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
And this is Todd Morse at the Hopkinsville location.
At ABC Finance, we don't just provide loans, but we also provide valuable advice to help you get your credit in better standing.
Our friendly team of professionals has your best interest in mind. We celebrate with you when your finances improve.
We encourage you to like our Facebook page, ABC Finance Company. Many of those useful tips are posted daily on our page, including tons of community info and motivation for the day.
To view social distancing guidelines and safety measures, like and follow ABC Finance Company on Facebook. ABC Finance is located off Fort Campbell Boulevard in Hopkinsville next to O'Charlie's, then Princeton and the Princeton Plaza. Apply for loans online or simply give them a call. They'll take your application over the phone. ABC Finance, all loans subject to normal credit approval.
We're back on the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Thanks to Lady Tiger soccer coach Rhett Miller for coming in today. Tiger soccer coach Tanner Reed still with us, and district tournament coming up next week over at Hopkins County Central. And Tanner, I'm not sure if we mentioned this or not, but you guys play Monday night over there.
That is correct. Yeah, we play Monday night. We play against Hopkins County Central. So looking to kind of undo what was done last season. Last year they came to our place. We had a great game, and we won that in the regular season. Then they came to our place in the district tournament, and they beat us. So we're hoping to avenge that tournament loss this year.
You guys have a win over there already this year, 2-1, and that was a close game. It was a really good match. And one thing I think this year, though, you would think, well, home field advantage has to account for something. But when we see the limited number of fans in the stands, maybe that kind of equalizes things for you guys a little bit.
Oh, I think it's very neutralized. The only home field advantage you have is really knowing what kind of grass you have. In my opinion, is your grass thick and you know you have to put more pace on it, or is it cut and you know the ins and outs of your field. But as far as, stadium capacity and fan base, I mean, it's virtually the same. It is the same in most places. So you don't really have an advantage there.
So the guys are playing Monday and Wednesday next week. The girls are playing Tuesday and Thursday. So if you guys get past Hopkins County Central, that means Madisonville North Hopkins awaits in the championship game.
That's right, and that's always going to be a tough test. They're a well-coached team, and they're full of good players. They are the standard kind of what works. Whenever you have, they probably have 15 to 16 kids on that varsity team, maybe even more. But I know, because their coach is a good buddy of mine, that all those kids play for a traveling club team year-round. Soccer is their lifestyle. It's not a hobby. And whenever you get 11, 12, 13 of those kids on the field and they all play together, it's just it's going to be a different thing.
Well, and people might have thought they were down a little bit this year because they lost so many seniors last year, but it's not like these kids can't play. They were just stuck behind that senior class.
Exactly. And, that's something that was always said about Marshall programs whenever I was a player. People would say, oh, well, they just lost these seniors. They just lost these seniors. When you've got a tradition of winning culture, it doesn't matter what they've just lost because there's something coming in to take its place.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, Princeton, Kentucky. And we mentioned earlier that the Madisonville game was about the only one that really got away from you guys this year. I think it was 10-2, the final. Madisonville, though, a lot of quickness. They move well with the ball. They move well off the ball. They pass the ball well. One of those teams that they're kind of fun to watch unless you're the team playing them.
Oh, yeah. We went back and we watched the film, and for those first 15 minutes, it's a 1-1 game or 2-1 game. We are right there. We are neck and neck. But whenever you're the team that is missing your passes and you're not playing each other's feet and you stop moving and the other team continues to do the little things very well, they play each other's feet. They don't play each other into space. They move off the ball, as you said, very well. They're always looking to get forward. So they do all those little things, and whenever your team stops doing those little things, they're really going to run it up on you. If you go back and watch that game, I don't think they took a shot outside the 18-yard box. They always squared it back across, and I had a tap in.
So, again, that game would be Wednesday. We will have Caldwell County's games on the radio next week from the district tournament here on WPKY, so you'll be able to follow along that way if you can't get a ticket. But if you have a chance, get over there and watch. Again, boys play Monday and Wednesday. Girls play Tuesday and Thursday. And with just the 3 teams in the district, if you guys can beat Hopkins Central, you're not only in the district championship game, but you also earn a spot in the regional tournament as well.
Yeah, which I know my boys are very excited about. I don't know when the last time was before me, but they made it sound like it had been a moment since they had made that regional tournament. So we're excited to kind of start a new tradition and say, hey, we're here, we belong here, and we're going to get here.
Yeah, how big is that to actually get another week of practice and to get to go be a part of the regional tournament?
Oh, it's a very fun time. The only downside for me is that it's not over fall break, because I remember as a player, just because you had all the free time in the day, you'd go hang out with your teammates, you might go do an activity or get lunch together. I remember my senior year, we always had breakfast together before a 10 o'clock practice. We'd get up and go eat at, Four Pigs at 7 o'clock as a team every single day that week, and that became our tradition. And so you get to do fun stuff like that when it's over fall break. So that's the only kicker for me, is that it won't be at the same time.
That game last week over at Grayson County, how did that game kind of come about? Because that's a bit of a trip up to Litchfield. But you guys got a win over a team that I think had won 4 straight going into that match.
Yeah, they've got a very solid ball club. They had one of the better center midfielders that I've seen this year. He's a senior, and they had a pretty solid striker up top and a very large goalie. But that game came about because of their coach, Kenny Fukuhara. They came and played us down here last year, and it was scheduled to be a JV varsity game, which was tough for me last year because I had basically a JV squad playing varsity.
Yeah.
I had one senior, and everybody else was an underclassman. So that was going to be a tough schedule. And he comes down, and it's lightning, it's raining, and he gets here, and he says, well, Coach, we'll wait out the lightning. And, they made that trip, and he waited around for like an hour and a half. And he said, if you just want to get the varsity game in, we can do that. So he stuck around and gave me a lot of leeway. So I said, you know what, I need to do the same for you, because meeting quality people like that, you just want to keep them around. And they're a good team, and they're fun to play against.
Yeah, that was a good game for you guys.
It was very good, especially with a formation switch, because Christian Jones was out for the red card against Lyon County. So that was a big hole that we had to fill. And instead of just moving players to fill that hole, I switched our formation to avert it. And we kind of played the best soccer we've played all season, so it's made me rethink the structure of my team a little bit.
Well, and you talk about the game with Lyon County, ended up being a tie. I know you guys thought you probably should have won, but that kind of goes back to one of those rivalry things that it's tough when you're playing a big rival to compare scores or anything like that. It's just going to be a different game.
It is, and it's tough. And, I was scratching my head because you remember, and I know it's probably wrong of me to look on last season. You look at the second time we played them last season, it was like 8-0 or something like that. So for them to be different from that did surprise me. But it's like you said, a rivalry game, whether there's a gulf in class between the teams or not, it's going to equalize it because you're playing off of emotion instead of play.
Once again, district tournament action is beginning Monday over at Hopkins County Central for soccer. It's Monday and Wednesday for the guys, Tuesday and Thursday for the girls. Games at 6 o'clock each night. Is that right?
I believe so.
Usually, you kind of double up some of those maybe, but tough to do that this year. So.
Yeah.
So it actually, you can go to the games, get back home in, a decent hour, and grab you a ticket and go enjoy soccer.
Which isn't a bad deal to do.
Yeah. Good luck to you guys over there. Are you guys kind of playing, we've talked about it a little bit, but kind of playing your best soccer now going into the postseason?
I feel like we are. I would say I've got two versions of my team right now. I've got a version of my team that shows up and everybody's ready to go. I've got a version of my team that likes to get punched in the mouth one time and let a goal in early and then play catch up a little bit. So I'm hoping the version of my team that's ready to go shows up from here on out, because I told them we have to play every game from now on. Even though we have one regular season game left, we have to play like we win or we go home.
Having sports is a lot of fun. I'm glad we've got the season in. Volleyball at home tonight, hosting Madisonville. That's at 6:30. Only a varsity match tonight. You can hear the game here on WPKY. Caldwell football going to Glasgow on Friday. Yes, we will have a live video stream at WPKYonline.com. Emma Talley is in action today at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship just outside of Philadelphia. She tees off at about 12:28 Eastern time this afternoon there. So good luck to her, and both soccer teams going down to Graves County today. So, again, it's fun to have sports to talk about, and I think if we went back to August, we talked about it quite a bit on the show today, but I'm not sure there was a lot of us that thought we were going to have sports or didn't know if we'd get all the way through the season. But here we are. We've had postseason golf. We're getting ready to have postseason soccer. District tournaments for volleyball begin a week later than soccer, so we're almost to the postseason there. So it's been a fun year.
It has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of stress. It's been a whole lot of different things, and everybody adjusting to this new normal. I think we'll all look back on this in a few years and go, wow, coaching's way easier now. Why is that? Oh, yeah, I coached during the 2020 COVID season. Everything's easier.
Well, and you feel for the administrators. They have so much to do. And, the KHSAA, there were a lot of people that just did not want to have sports of any type this year, and they fought through that and had it. And I think it's been a success. And especially the Caldwell County teams. Like I said, I felt like all the teams here were set up to have special seasons, and still a chance for that for everybody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody's, alive in their tournaments. No team has had a dip or a drop-off, or, the girls' team, they've been plagued with a few injuries, but it looks like that's all getting ready to come around and work for them as they get ready for the district play. So it's been a good year for the Tigers, and hopefully we'll see some trophies put up.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you guys next week.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming in today. Thanks to Rhett Miller and Tanner Reed joining us on the show. And again, best of luck next week. And everybody follow the soccer teams.
Yeah, come follow us on social media. I've been bad about posting this year, but I'll post something definitely for the tournament. But thank you guys for the coverage that you've done, and thank you personally for everything that you've come out and supported us.
That's going to wrap us up on the Sideline Report today. Again, Rhett Miller and Tanner Reed joining us on the show today. This is Todd Griffin. Thanks for listening to the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump says no to next Thursday's debate with Joe Biden after organizers announce it will be held remotely because of the president's coronavirus infection.
I heard that the commission